Hello colleagues. On the eve of the new year, it is customary to sum up. I'm not going to be too unique on this and will tell you about my top 2022 events that have already had an impact on small businesses, or we will learn about this impact over the next year. War in Ukraine. This event had a significant impact on me personally. My family and I lost a lot of property, and several people I knew were killed. Russia attacked Ukraine. In fact, all members of my family were under Russian artillery fire, and now they are starting life from scratch. Now there are many victories and defeats. Just like electricity in my house, half a day is there, but half a day is not. But the war will end sooner or later. I hope that it will be in 2023. What is usually called Russian culture will be replaced by Ukrainian in the information field. For example, at the end of 2021, it was hard to find a film with a Ukrainian translation on Netflix. Now there are translations for films of different genres. On the one hand, everything related to Ukraine is becoming a trend. On the other hand, sanctions on Russia are forcing many companies to leave the Russian market. Yes, the world is tired of the war in Ukraine, but Ukrainians continue to wake up from the sound of a siren. With all this, the market and culture of Ukraine are no worse than the market and culture of Russia. And it's certainly not the same thing. Ukraine is a country of contrast. Where stupidity flourishes against the background of intellect, heroism against the background of corruption, and individualism against the background of generosity. But at this point, Ukraine is about the struggle for justice and democracy. If your brand shares these values, then your marketing is simply obliged to touch on part of the cultural code of Ukraine. No, I am not suggesting that you sell postage stamps, embroidered shirts, or other handmade goods. Although we have a lot of innovative and creative small businesses in Ukraine, the import of goods of which might be worth starting now. NFT market. It just so happens that I'm a little late in this industry. Before, I rejected the world of cryptocurrencies for myself. With the advent of NFT, I looked at this market from a different angle. In 2022, the NFT market was on hype. Now the market is balanced. Many world-famous brands have become active in the NFT market. Even Trump sold 45,000 of his trading cards for $99, which is $4.5 million by the way. The NFT industry can go as part of merchandise for large brands, or it can carry some kind of functionality for small brands. Through NFT, you can create your unique interest club, like a club of Bored Ape Yacht Club owners. In general, the potential of NFTs has not yet been unlocked. Even though the crypto market is now falling, I am sure that this market will be able to surprise us in the next 2 to 3 years. Artificial intelligence. In this direction, I was more impressed with Midjourney. As I get acquainted with all kinds of ChatGPT, stable diffusion, unstable diffusion, etc., I understand the potential of this direction. As I said earlier, this poses a threat to many professions. But at the same time, it opens up new opportunities for starting and developing a small business as such. A small business can save time and significant money on certain business tasks. FIFA World Cup. I am not a big fan of this event. Although a long time ago with my team I even launched various applications around this event for the Android mobile platform. Now, this event has passed me by. This year there were both the Olympic Games and the Super Bowl, which is watched in the USA more than any world sporting event. Such events have different interests for different target audiences. But small businesses should not forget that this can be used for marketing. It is probably worth making a selection of similar world events that could be used in marketing. What do you think? Would you be interested in something like this? Omicron. The coronavirus won't let us go. At the very beginning of the coronavirus epidemic, I even received messages from my clients with all sorts of conspiracy theories about vaccination. But now, after a while, it is clear what role vaccination has for humanity. Sadly, tens of thousands of people died because of the stupidity of some people with power and public weight. Even if masks have not been worn in your country for a long time, then a free sanitizer in your office or store is a manifestation of care that makes the client warmer and more loyal to your business. USA-China economic confrontation. When the coronavirus epidemic began, it became clear how weak supply chains were. The world is tied to the production of goods in China. Many countries recognize the significant risk to their security in doing so. The process of diversifying production lines to other countries of the world has already begun. Economic and production problems in China create opportunities for organizing the production of various goods in other countries. Earlier it was harder for the manufacturing business to compete with Chinese goods. Now, on the hype of this trend, new opportunities are emerging. Drones and robots. Drones appeared a long time ago, but this year they showed themselves from a new side. The war in Ukraine showed that in the future, not large ships or planes worth hundreds of millions of dollars will solve conflicts and wars, but small drones worth tens of thousands of dollars. But we're talking about business. It can already be argued that small automatic robots or drones will solve many business problems. People are vulnerable. Drones are already being used in logistics, warehouse management, and surface and underwater reconnaissance. For example, in Ukraine, a schoolboy came up with a drone for reconnaissance of mined territories. In general, in all those areas where it is difficult for a person to implement some tasks, or the task has a great dependence on the professionalism of a person, robots and drones will be used. There are a lot of such tasks and industries. In this context, it probably already makes sense to think about some online infrastructure management projects for drones and robots. There are, for example, sites that allow you to find a truck to transport goods from point A to point B. There should be similar platforms for drones and robots. I am sure that there is still a lot of room in this direction for launching a successful online startup that has not yet been implemented by anyone. Peace.